Hey guys, so I finally have enough messages to make my first advice column video, and I'm really excited. And as far as how I'm going to go about answering your questions, I'm just going to pretend as if I'm in your situation, and I'll tell you how I would deal with it. Or if it's just advice that needs to be given out in general, I'll give out general advice that I think is appropriate. Alright, so let's start with our first question. Alright, so the first question comes from Gabby XMC. And she says, I'm in 8th grade right now, and that means I'll be in high school soon, and I'm so nervous I stay up at night all the time, and I'm worrying about it. Have any advice to offer about high school? High school, okay, great memories. But yeah, come back with me to elementary school. Do you remember like when you're in 5th grade and your teachers always, hyped up middle school as if it's going to be like this new crazy place, and then you go to middle school and you're like, wow, this actually isn't that bad. That's pretty much what happens in high school. I feel like in 8th grade or any grade before you go on to the next step, like even in 12th grade before you go to college, they kind of build up this new hype and you get freaked out and they're freaking you out and you don't know what's going to happen. But I promise high school is not bad at all. In fact, I had a great high school experience. I met a lot of friends and I'm still friends with them now. I go to college with them. It's great. There are so many clubs you can join. There's just so many people you can meet. And in addition, I wouldn't be nervous because the first few weeks of high school, they give you kind of a leeway time where they let all the freshmen, get used to their classes and work schedules. And at least at my high school, they were very lenient, so they understand that you're new and nervous. But as far as being nervous, I wouldn't be. If anything, I'd be not being able to go to sleep because it was so exciting. There's just so many opportunities in high school, and it's a lot of fun and great experience to have, and I really wish you the best, and I hope this helped. Alright, so next question from FreshFace2991. Okay, he's wondering what the appropriate age to start dating is. Honestly, I think that, okay, we'll just start. I think the youngest age, not necessarily appropriate, but the youngest age I would see as, okay, maybe you can date is 16, because before that you're really, depending on your parents for transportation, and I find it weird that in order to, meet up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you would have to have your parents drive you. Not a big fan of that option. And plus, I think that anything below 16 is, you're not mature enough to, just know how to carry on a relationship. Unfortunately, it can get really complicated really fast. But I feel that at the age of 16 or thereabout, you're more insightful, but I feel that by the age of 18, when you're on your own, going to college or whatever, I feel that that's the most appropriate time. Because, being in a relationship can be very stressful. You have to worry about, like if you're at home, you have to worry about your parents, you have to worry about curfews, and you have to worry about your schoolwork and blah, blah, blah. But when I found that when you're in college, everyone is just themselves. They make their own decisions. They have to be responsible adults now. So if you want to be in a relationship, it's not as, there's still the stresses that come with the relationship, but it's not as condensed. You make it what you want it to be. So therefore I think that by the age of 18, that's definitely an appropriate time. But although 18 is the ideal time, of course, there's going to be times where you listen to your heart and you really want to be in a relationship with this person. I'm not saying X them out of your life, but I'm saying that in a perfect world, 18 is the best time to start a relationship. Alright. The next question comes from MimmyAnny. She says, I am very shy and need some advice to try to get over it. It's gotten really bad. So bad that I'm homeschooled. I know I sound like a loser, but that's the way it is. Oh, wait, just because you're shy does not mean you're a loser, I promise. At least, I was shy all through middle school and freshman year. I mean, being shy is just part of your personality. It's not a loser. You're not a loser from being homeschooled. But being shy is really something that you have to work on overcoming. Because I know that a lot of times I was interested in having conversations with people, but I just didn't know what to say. I was just too afraid to say anything because I was afraid of how they would view me. So I really just kept to myself a lot. But I found that when trying to break out of your shyness shell, this is going to sound really weird, but you kind of have to come up with like hypothetical situations, like social situations. So I know a good starting place is just by saying hi. Look into the mirror and say hi. Try to be as friendly as possible, or maybe work on a smile. But the first few times I had tried this, it didn't work out the best because I would either like cough up on my words for some reason or develop a stutter that I never had. But I didn't really look at first I was really distraught and I felt self-defeated, but then I just realized that being shy and saying hello to someone, initiating something, is a huge step. I mean, it really is. So my advice to you is, even though you're homeschooled, I'm sure there's like a group of kids that are, at least I've heard, I haven't been homeschooled, but I know people that have been. And I've always heard that they've had like a group of kids that they've gotten together to do stuff with. You know, if you do, then you can initiate conversations or hello to these kids, and hopefully it goes for the best. And if you do feel comfortable enough to join a public school or private school, whichever, I mean, it's going to take a lot of adjusting to, and you're really going to have to be okay with who you are and try not to, even though it's extremely hard, you really need to not worry about how other people are viewing you, because a lot of times when you're talking to someone else, they're more concerned about how they are being portrayed to you. Just like you're concerned with yourself, they're concerned about themselves too. So just throw it out there. Be who you are. I mean, I'm not saying to go out and be a social butterfly overnight. It's going to take some work, but I really think that if you just take the time to initiate conversations and build upon that, then in no time you're really going to break out of your shyness shell. At least that's what happened for me. So I really do wish you the best. All right. Last question comes from the Doctor Who fan 19. All right, this one's a little long, but I'll brush upon the major points. She is 19. She's never had a boyfriend or a proper kiss. It says, I feel ugly and it's getting so bad that sometimes I can't even get out of bed. I hate myself. Oh, I'm overweight, but I've been trying to diet. I try to look good every day by putting on makeup, doing my hair, and wearing my favorite clothes. I don't see what I'm doing wrong. I feel stupid and ugly and worthless, and I just want someone. Is that too much to ask? All my friends and boyfriends are girlfriends, and I just don't want to be single anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. All my friends have boyfriends and girlfriends, and I just don't want to be single anymore. All right. Well, first of all, I don't know how all your friends can have boyfriends and girlfriends, because I know, I mean, they very well may, but I know a lot of my friends, it's the opposite case. They aren't in relationships. I don't know, this is kind of weird from your perspective, because at my age, I kind of see it like you're just kind of getting started in the relationship thing, but you already see all these people in relationships, and you're like, why am I not in a relationship? But I don't know, I guess from all the way over here, I can tell you that everyone isn't. And as far as what to do with your self-confidence, you say you're going on a diet, which is great. If you want to lose weight, you can lose weight if that makes you feel better about yourself. Just be careful for crash dieting, because I know a lot of people that have gone down that road and it hasn't ended well. But just make sure you're healthy when you're doing this, because that's really important. And if you're healthy, it's going to make you feel happier, and it's just all around emotionally healthy too. But I would recommend that you just join some activity, whether, I don't know if you're in college, does it say? It doesn't say you're in college, but if you're in college or just locally, I would become active in something that you're interested in, because when you're around something you're interested in, other people are going to be there too that have the same interests as you, and hopefully that by doing this you'll be able to form connections with these people and make friendships, and if it leads to something else, maybe you'll have more than just a friendship with someone. But I would really recommend that, even though it's really hard, just try to accept yourself for who you are. You aren't going to be anyone else. This is who you are. It takes, I know, a lot of people a lot of time to be comfortable with who they are. Like, for me, it's sometimes I'm just like, why am I so tall and lanky? I don't want to be called the twig anymore. I'm not a beanstalk. But, I mean, even though people say all these things, I know who I am. This is how, I mean, when I look in the mirror, this is who I am. I'm not going to change. You just have to be comfortable with yourself. I would just continue to, make yourself feel pretty. Put on your favorite clothes. Do your hair. That's great. That's really great for boosting your confidence and just knowing that you look great. But I would also recommend that, even if you're not in a relationship right now, just continue to work on your education, because even though relationships might seem like the most important thing right now, your education really is the thing that's most important, because relationships might be temporary, but your education now is what's going to affect the rest of your life. And sometimes being in a relationship, I mean, there are just ups and downs and goods and bad things, but sometimes it could easily distract you from reaching your goal and finishing your college career. Or if you're, working at a business right now, or if you have a job and you're working your way up, it can easily distract you. But I would say just continue to be yourself, do everything that you want to do, and don't be worried about your looks. Because if someone doesn't want to be in a relationship with you just because of the way you look, then that relationship was never meant to happen in the first place, because there's so much more to being in a relationship than just looks. There's an emotional connection that needs to happen, and it's way past physical. So I really hope that I helped you, and let me know how you do. Please keep in contact. Everyone that I've given advice to, I really want to know if I've helped and how you guys are doing in the future. But yeah, so everyone else that's watching and didn't submit their message to me, I'm still going to be open for business, so just submit your messages to me, and make sure you subscribe after you submit your message so you can see when I make a new video and you see if I responded to you. And also, if you don't agree with something that I said, leave it in the comments below. Or if you really want to add on something that I say, or just give advice to these people, also add it in the comments below. Even though I'm the one giving advice, I don't want it to be just me only giving advice. I want to make it known that the viewers can also give advice to the people that were presented on this particular episode. But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching, and I really hope that this continues on, because I really like to help people, and this is great. So, Topher out.